Hi everybody, welcome back. So for today's makeup look, I am doing a voiceover, if you can believe it. I've already moisturized using this KIEHLS moisturizer, and I have already primed as well using my favorite primer at the moment, which is from Tarte. It's the Clean Slate primer. For my foundation, I'm going to use a little bit of my DIOR AIRFLASH, and I'm spraying that directly onto the beauty blender and applying that to my very red face, as you can see. Next up for eyebrows, I'm starting with a little bit of my NYX wax pencil just to keep all my hairs into place. And then I'm going to comb that through to make sure that I don't have any chunks of wax stuck in my brows. And then for my color, I'm going to use my favorite, which is BRUN from MAC. And I'm applying that using a 263 brush. This is also a favorite of mine. I like this one a lot better than the 266 brush. The bristles on the 263 are synthetic, and I feel like it holds its shape a lot better. I also like to use this occasionally for eyeliner as well. Then for priming my eyelids, I'm using this. This is new to me. This is from NYC. It's a City Proof 24-hour eye primer. And I have used this already one time before, and I really liked it. I didn't have any trouble with creasing. So I'm going to apply this all the way up to the eyebrow, and then I'm going to use my finger to make sure that it is evenly distributed throughout. I haven't really had any issues lately with creasing. My lids aren't as oily as they used to be. Then for today's look, I'm using this palette from Revolution Makeup. It is the Neutrals versus Neutrals palette, and I really like this a lot. I like that there's a nice variety of mattes and shimmers. I'm going to go ahead and start with this off-white color to set my primer, and I'm going to apply that using a crown brush. I've really gotten in the habit lately of setting my primer. I don't know why, I just feel like it helps my eyeshadow go on a little bit smoother. Gives it a little more slip. One thing about this palette is, in my opinion, it doesn't really have a very good selection as far as like transition or crease colors go. So my butter bronzer was sitting in front of me, so I decided to just go ahead and use that. And I'm applying this with my 221 brush from MAC, which is another favorite. It's really good for doing any kind of detail work, crease work, things like that. Then I am going to take this light peach color and then this other shimmery off-white, mix those two together and put those in the inner corner. I'm using a Japanesque rounded pencil brush to apply this, which is another one of my most favorite, most reached for brushes. I like that color, it's really pretty. Then for the outer corner and slightly into my crease, I'm going to use this very warm brown, very pretty, it's an orangey brown. Using that same brush, I just went ahead and wiped that off. I'm going to start applying this color to the outer corner, and I'm going to push it slightly through the outer portion of my crease. I've never used this brush to apply lid colors before, so this was a little bit new for me. And to be honest with you, I really like it. It kind of helped to eliminate that skip mark that I've been getting in my crease, which is has become quite an annoyance for me lately. So what I'm doing is I'm just applying layers of this color, and then I'm going to go back in with my 221 brush from MAC just to blend everything together. And then what I like to do is I took my 221, I dipped it into that brown, and then I applied a little bit more, and then also in through the crease too. Again, just to kind of help ease that skip mark that I keep getting. And then a cleaned 217 from MAC just to blend everything together out there. But I really like this brush for my lid. I'm probably going to reach for this quite a bit. I was at Ulta yesterday and I wanted to get another one, but I wasn't able to find it, so I'm not sure if they make them anymore. I'm going to have to look into that. So for my lid color, I was going to start with that light peach, and then I changed my mind and decided to use this color. It's very pretty, and I think it goes really well with the brown color. So I started off with my finger, applying with my finger, and lately this has really been working very well for me, applying sort of like pressed pigments with my finger, but it wasn't working. So I switched up to my MAC 242 brush, and you can see that's working out much better. And then what I decided to do was go back in with that 242, spray it with a little bit of my Pearlescence coconut water, and apply that to my lid just to intensify that color just a little bit more. As you can see, I think it's really pretty. It's definitely one of my favorite colors from that palette. Now I'm going to move on to my face. I'm going to use a little bit of this Peter Thomas Roth under eye cream that my friend Beth sent me. Ooh, sad face. Almost out of that Prolongwear concealer. So I'm just going to apply that to my under eye with my finger and then go in with my beauty blender. And the shade that I use is NW20. Even though I am an NC, I like to use an NW to offset. I think it works out rather well. Then to set that, I'm going to use a little bit of my NARS translucent setting powder. I do apply that with my beauty blender. However, I do not bake. I just apply it with the beauty blender. I think it goes on nicely. It's nice and seamless, and it doesn't look like too much. This is something else that Beth sent me. I've never owned anything from Guerlain, and she feels like everyone should own at least one thing from Guerlain, so she sent these pearls to me. It's just an all-over face powder, but it adds a softness to your overall look, which I absolutely love. And then I'm using a MAC brush to apply this, and you can see I'm just sort of pressing it in. It's a very nice powder. Thank you, Beth. Then another Revolution makeup product. This is the bronzer palette. I really, really like this palette a lot. I'm just going to go ahead and take that color to bronze my face up. I'm not contouring. In my opinion, if you're going to contour, I would not use this palette. The bronzers are more on the warm side. In my opinion, if you're going to contour, it should be a color that's a little bit more sort of like on the cooler ashy side. I think that those types of bronzers work, or contour powders work better. But you can see this works out very nicely for bronzing. It's just the perfect amount of warmth. I really like it a lot. And I also do take the bronzer into my hairline just to make it look more natural. And I also bronze up my ears because quite often my hair is up in a ponytail or in a bun. So I think it just looks a lot better. So pretty. I really like that bronzer palette. Then I'm going to take this highlight, same palette, on a Sigma F35 brush, and I'm going to apply this to the top of my cheekbones. I really like the highlight too because it's more on the subtle side. You guys know I like more of a subtle highlight. And then I'm going to take that same MAC brush that I used for bronzer, dip it back into the little bit of the bronzer just to make sure that everything looks nice and seamless. I don't like it when my highlight just sits on the top of my cheeks. Back to eyes, still not sure yet, so I'm just going to curl my lashes, apply some mascara, tightline, and then moving on. Now I know what I'm going to do. Add a little bit of that orangey brown color to the very outer corner of my lower lash line. I'm not going to take it in as far as I normally do. And then what I like to do is connect the bottom to the top in that outer corner. And then I'm taking a little bit of that lid color on that same brush. That's a MAC 219 pencil brush. I didn't wet the eyeshadow. I just applied it directly from the palette to my lower lash line so that it was a little bit more on the soft side. Moving on to lips, I'm using Dervish lip pencil from MAC. Lately, this has been one of my most reached for lip liners. And then what I usually do is I fill in the outer corners and just underneath my Cupid's bow. And then I'll go in with my lipstick, which is this one here. It's a lip pencil from NARS. This was the Sephora gift last year. And I really like the color. I think it's very pretty, and I thought it looked very nice with this look. And then I did use a little bit of NARS Rue Bonaparte on my waterline just to open my eyes up a little bit more and brighten everything up. So that's it, you guys. You'll have to let me know what you think of my look for today. I really like it. I think it's nice and wearable, and it's a good everyday look, easy to achieve. And the lips I like as well. So, and I went ahead and did a little something with my hair. But anyway, you guys have to let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.